welcome. A few things have broken. I just need to check what's broken. Well, I don't know what's gone wrong. I have no idea what happened there, but it didn't unmute my things. So, well, I've unmuted them now. Welcome to today's session here in the lovely Spa Francorchamps. We have 1 hour of practice left. We are just going to go around and look at the drivers as they go around. Of course, this is Alfie driving for Pocomo Racing. He is the reigning world champion. That's why he has the number 1 on the front of his car. Up in front, as you can see, is a Posey. Posey driving for the sister team, Power Grand Prix. The intro music didn't play. Oh, that's a shame. Well, that system completely failed. We'll just do that. I'm your commentator, Nathaniel. And, well, yeah, this is F3, as Posey goes into the pit lane once, well, for the first time this session. An interesting session this will be. I may have to go for a few minutes probably through. So, yeah, I'll have to leave right now. And apologies about that, chat. I'm back now. So, it seems like we have had a crash with the Pocomo racing of Alfie here. If we just go onto the outside camera and spawn in the extra cars that have arrived, like Seb, his teammate, and Alfie's driver, we can see that we have the safety car and the medical car arrive. I assume this is a red flag then. I'll have a look in chat. Yeah, red flag. So, we'll just bring up that, so you know, red flag, and now we can see it is a red flag. It's another try. Right, well. This will take a moment to fix, and while we do, we will just have a listen to some little music while I have a chat about this beautiful circuit. This circuit was made back in the 1960s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have my piece of paper with me, so I can't really say much. That's it. Anyway, made back in the 1960s, it was a lot bigger. I mean that not lightly. It was massive back in its heyday, having flat-out chicanes. Of course, defeats the point of a chicane if it's flat out. But they had that back in the day. And, well, it was very dangerous. You can watch some onboard camera, well, there's only one onboard camera footage video of it. That was ripped from the archives a few years ago. And just watching the drivers drive around here almost looks like it was animated with how different it is and how different the safety standards were. But that's not to put the safety standards of this variation under question. No, it's very safe if you ignore a rouge. But a rouge is what makes this track this track. You know, you couldn't have Spa without a rouge. And it does look like Alfie is out of practice. That's unfortunate for Alfie there. But, well, he made a mistake by the looks of it, and, well, he has no longer been able to go. He can't make it back, so people cannot drive. There's another driver that's out. Here is the drone shot for that. This is a Posey, his old rival. They were very close last season, the title being decided by a race of attrition, shall we say, at Imola, which well, happened to be last weekend, although last weekend was the same. Session will rejoin at 48. So we've got 25 seconds until the session restarts. Let's just spawn everyone in. And right on board with Seb, who is currently at the end. So, as we wait for the green flag, and we will get going again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag, and away we go. So let's have a look at Goose, because Goose is currently in front. And, boy, really interesting to see what happens here. On for the outlap, let's be quickly spawn another driver in. I'll have a lot of that, which is why for this live we can now see the server info, unlike usual. Cruising down the Kimmel Straight now. Load in and edit. We see Goose very far, a little bit of desync. Loading another car, I think that's for Kimmy. I think it's been banned. Quali is running again. Though this isn't quite, this is just practice. A little bit of desync on that front wing, because surely there isn't that much damage already. Almost spins it out of that corner into. Here, down we go. I forgot these corner names because I haven't said them in quite a while. It's very bad of me. I'll learn them soon. But through we go. Through Portier, I remember that one. And down we go. The right-left chicane. Or chicane-like section. Load in another edit. It's going to be a lot of that. And now it is flat out to the top of the hill, which ends with the bus stop chicane. Oh, chicane's the bus stop, the most famous, I think. It's definitely well known around here. As you see a Posey dead. And around we go, braking. And he outbrakes himself, spins it around. Luckily, he wasn't on a fast lap. Through he goes. Very wide, very squirrely. Over he goes though, and he starts a lap. Let's have a look at some other drivers though. We can't just look at one. Let's have a look at Seb. This is a Posey's teammate who also starts a flying lap. Through we go. Around turn 1, pretty nice. Up to El Rouge and Radion. As we see Goose going through quite cleanly. Look at the front there. As we close, there's been an incident. Goose, at the moment, I thought I saw something, and I definitely saw something, and that's another red flag. Session over, no one's got a lap in. And yeah, that is a wrecked car. That monocoque. I don't know how he's done that. But doesn't look the healthiest. He's definitely going to need a physio at the very least. You see that moving the wheel does nothing. The steering is shattered. Drivers will make it back into the pit lane. Let's have a look at Wesley in the safety car. That's 4 I want. Around to he goes, screeching his brakes, locking up, and having a look. Here comes Zyro. He's also driving a circuit vehicle. The ambulance, but because that is a massive crash. You don't want to have a crash at a Rouge, because if you have a crash at a Rouge, there's only one type of crash you have, and that is massive. And as you see, that's what's left of Goose's car, and that is not looking healthy. Well, another few moments in, and we've had another stoppage to the session. Yeah. We should have stayed with the Goose, actually. I would have seen what happened. But we didn't. We just saw a little flicker with his name at the top. And, well, and then the remains, we will say. As we ran at the top of the hill, and he was well, not moving, as we should say. Watch about the commentary today. It has been a long day for me. Practice sessions aren't the most exciting session in the world. I could drink my coffee right now, which I will do. Some ambience, or whatever the hell you want to say it. I hope you guys didn't enjoy that. There's no way that's enjoyable. The safety car moves again back to the pit lane, and this car will be removed from the grounds of the circuit. Oh, battered by the ambulance. Off goes the safety car, back firing as it goes. I didn't know that ambulances could wheel spin. I thought they were too heavy to, but apparently they can. As Goose flies his car off track. He'll have to find somewhere where it will go. Because we can't move until the car's off track. Otherwise, it's in massive danger, especially at this point of the circuit. We'll just bring in a few adjustments. Flipping the car over, that is not what he wanted to do. Where is he going to put it? Here we go. He's found a spot. Hopefully, nothing happens. Insert foreshadow text. Let's have a look at Seb then. As Posey is back in his car. Session will restart in about 3 seconds. So, just a few seconds to go. Put on some energy enticing music as we wait to go green. Brum brum, they go. 10 seconds till we go green again. It's very exciting. 3, 2, 1, and it's green. Through they go. Posey in his overpower Grand Prix. We drive following Kimi, who is an APS driver. Driving for the APS Grand Prix team. Hopefully nothing happens here, nothing does happen. And now down the Kemmel straight again, looking at the rear camera, we have Alfie rejoining the session as well. Braking later than a Posey, making up a lot of ground. This isn't a race though, this is just practice as a Posey dips 2 wheels on the grass and Alfie gets a little bit of squirrel on the exit. Oh, lock up from Alfie and lock up from a Posey. Alfie putting down the power aggressively as well, keeps it within the white lines. That was a massive instant there. Well, it wasn't severe, but it was long. And let's ride on board with Alfie instead of looking from the back. Of course, this is the current world champion, 3-time world champion. No, this is season 3, 2-time world champion. Alfie White here. Mr. White has quite the racing background. God, he's one of the best in the world in karting, and well, as you can see here, he's the best in the league that we have, and he's in the gravel. Can he make it out? He cannot. That's going to be another virtual safety car, or even another red flag. Nerd grabs himself out though and makes his way on again. Let's look at the driver behind him. As you can see, a lot of drivers behind him. Now we joke here, massive lock up from Seb. Something's happened to his car, I think maybe. Some desync with the parking brake. Looks fine now. Oh, and he spins it into the barrier. That is not what you want to do. And he continues again with 37 minutes on the clock. Starting timed laps now. Let's ride on board with Posey. Posey's in the pits. Let's ride on board with Alfie as we climb the hill once more. Gap to Kimi climbing, but Kimi has a lap down from us. Ooh, a little bit of the inside clipped. Hopefully that was just desync. Otherwise, this lap's not going to count. Let's have a look at Tourmer going up her Rouge, looking fine and dandy. We continue to drive. Through we go, braking down very late. and he missed the apex by miles. Plants the throttle, keeps it forward somehow. That was kind of impressive, and let's ride on board with Seb, Alfie's teammate, as we keep driving. Through, I said that name earlier, and now I've forgotten. Well, that is merry-go-round. I was saying over break for Seb and a lock-up for Alfie. The two Pokemon drivers seemingly having a few issues at that previous corner. Alfie going a bit wide by the looks of it, but that might be. Here we go though, flat out section, flat right left, and then another left. So we get a lot of glare from that top there. Let's have a look at a Posey. Oh, what's going on with a Posey's car? Looks like a little bit of a desync has gone on there. Can be easily fixed though, magic of production. There we go. And well, here's the practice results so far. No driver has set a valid lap. Let me take that back. Alfie, the fastest of the session with a 2:05, 8:48. And well, Tuma putting in a 2:08, 1:05. Alfie so close to the wall, the desync is hitting the wall. Currently two drivers with a legal lap. Alfie taking no liberties. Well, no, he took a few liberties. That's what I meant to say. Taking liberties at a Rouge. These cars with such downforce. He was able to stay well within the white lines that time through. That's how you take that set of corners, hitting the apexes, but he missed that one, and might have just gone a tad wide there. He was definitely on the white line, pushing it as far as he can. Here we go, and this is a Posey down the Camel Straight. Where's he going to brake? Brakes at about 50, hits the apex, swings his car left, round to the outside, back to the other outside, hitting that apex, maybe just missing it a tad, back to the outside of the track, into the sweeping 180. That's got a hairpin. Using all the track, taking no liberties, missing the apex there slightly, but could have broke a bit later, perhaps. But as they say, hindsight is 20/20. Round we go. And it's about now that I think about dinner, as we have 30 minutes on the clock. The sound of these cars is something you never hate to hear. With a bit of backfire as well, it just sounds glorious. You know, that's what cars truly are. And the voice of the car, the engine, in this sounds so nice. Let's ride on board with Alfie though, as he is very wide. That lap will not count as he lets his teammate pass. We will ride on board with Alfie as we go up Rouge and see what his teammate can do. A little bit of a sharper exit for Alfie. Everyone has a different technique through there, and sometimes the different techniques pay off. Gaining through Rouge, a little bit of a lift as we go through to make sure that he gets the right amount of speed. I think he had a big moment there at the top of the hill, but he kept it forwards. That's impressive. As I said, if you have an accident at a Rouge, it's only a big one. Through we go though, braking and turning very nicely. Alfie having a lot of moments, and we will look at another driver we haven't really looked at much today, Kimi. This is and he drives at APS. He is currently coming around into the bus stop chicane at the end of his lap. And if you look on the right side of the screen, you will see the pit entry. 2 wheels he goes, around he goes, and DRS is open. Maybe just a bit too early, I'm not exactly too sure. And was that a legal lap? Waiting for the leaderboard to update, it didn't, so I don't think it was a legal lap. Anyway, we'll follow on board as he goes up the massive, well-known hill. 2 sets of corners. Rouge and Occasion. Very fine, you know. Didn't pull any rabbits out of the hat. Didn't pull out all the stops, but he didn't need to. Through he goes down the Camel Straight. We'll ride on board with Seb as he rounds the final corner. What's this lap going to be? Doesn't look like that lap improved, which is a shame. We'll ride on board with Alfie, see if he improved. He did not put in a legal lap still. He seems to be having a few issues as we ride up the hill now. Getting as close as he can to the wall, taking liberties. So much downforce in this car. We've currently only got 3 drivers who have got fast laps. That is Seb, Aposi and Tumi. In that order, Tumi improving his 208 with the 206 and Aposi encroaching ever so close on Seb's time with a 205.856, and that's Alfie in the gravel. Another time in the gravel. He's gonna have to find some way out of this gravel before he blows up his engine, and looks like he has found a secret technique. Almost takes out a Posey. Oh, there would have been some arguments if he had touched him. Looking at Goose now. Goose in the pits. Putting up a little bit of an edit to get his lap faster and legal, because he currently hasn't got a legal lap either. Not pushing too hard. We've only got another half of the session left. And just cruising up over Rouge and Radio. But of course this is an outlap and that doesn't really matter. He needs to keep his tyres in working condition. So, you know, going up the hill, not the worst thing in the world for him. Let's have a look at Seb as he rounds the final corner one more time. Whoa, very close. It'll be interesting to see if he improves on his lap time or not. That would have lost him a few tenths, and he does go faster. He goes 2 tenths faster. That's a 105.6. Impressive there from the Pocomo driver. Let's have a look at what the other driver who was in a 205 is. That's not Gab. This is Opposing, rounding the final corner over the grid across the line, and that is not faster. He'll have to push more this lap to see if he can eke any more time. Let's ride on board with Alfie as Alfie enters the pit lane behind Kimi. I thought Alfie was going to do another lap, but no, seems like he wants to change his setup just slightly. He is not happy with it. Here's Tume. We don't have an overlay for him anymore because he doesn't have a spot after some complications happened. Currently 3rd on the leaderboard, and here is his attempt this time up a Rouge. You know, touching the white lines, that's illegal, you know, it's perfectly fine. Not riding them, not eating them like other drivers have been this weekend. Down the Camel Straight, flat out. Looks alright, nothing out of the ordinary here. Let's have a look at Goose. Goose spinning his car out of turn 1. That's not what you want to see or have happen. Still in green flag moments as Kimi goes up a Rouge. We'll stay with Goose as we go up. Everything looks fine, gaining on Kimi actually. We've got so much more speed than Kimi as we go down the Camel Straight. We'll gain and probably overtake. Yeah, there we go. We overtake. DRS open. Kimi just going nowhere. We saw this last time, but he's not pushing. Maybe he's on an outlap. Of course, this on board being Kimi's on board, and well, Yeah, you can see warming up the tyres. I don't find that you need to warm up the tyres around here. They just warm themselves up. Let's ride on board with Alfie as Alfie goes around again. And by goes around again, I mean goes around the track one more time. He hasn't spun it yet, but he does lock up his rears very sideways. You can see lots of anti-steering having to correct. It looks like he's on keyboard with these very aggressive steering puts. The fact that he's doing the part steering tells me he's not on keyboard. But he's definitely got the keyboard feel down, or the keyboard look, at the very least. Braking in, we almost spin it. A lot of moments in that set of bus stop chicane there. I don't think Alfie is quite happy with his setup. He's seemingly fighting his car every time he turns around. Oh, that was so close. Kissing the barrier. Old barrier, you know. We are friendly with him. I didn't think some people were that friendly with him. Let's have a look at Goose as Goose goes down the back straight again. Now I think that this track looks a bit like an eagle. If you get the track map up, it looks a tad like an eagle's face, you know. And this is the eagle's neck, as I call it. And he's spun it. He's had a moment car sideways. I think he's popped a tyre. That is a massive moment for Goose there. That's unfortunate. Keeping it out of the barrier. There goes Seb. Oh, that could have been nasty. Right there. Into the pits he will have to go. Let's have a look at Seb as he goes up a rouge. Well, first he has to get round turn 1. Is this lap faster? This lap is faster. Or he's put a faster lap in at some point. He's now down to 105.4. And the other drivers, they're still trying to get in more legal laps. At least legal laps which are faster than the ones that are currently done if they have got laps already. Let's have a look at Kimi as Kimi goes for another lap. We won. How is this lap comparing? He seems flat out. Flat out. He seems on a flying lap. Yeah, he's definitely on a flying lap. Braking late, turning even later. He's missing these apexes, and I think he's just gone wide, and that lap might not count. We will keep an eye on him though as he completes the lap. Who's behind him? Lots of flames, that's what's behind him. Apologies about that chat. Through we go into the bus stop chicane. We are approaching. Just a few more corners and a few more straights left. A little straight and another corner. Here we go. One more straight, mini straight, bus chicane, braking at the start of the curb, sideways and on two wheels. That's impressive. Round the final corner, through we go, over the grid one more time and across the line. Doesn't look like that lap was accepted by the brain behind the server. Unfortunate, but that's the way the game rolls sometime. Let's ride on board with the Posey as the Posey follows him up the back of the Eagle's neck, or the front, depending on how you look at it. We've got 20 minutes of the session left. Currently, the leaderboard is Seb, Posey, and Toomey. Everyone else didn't have the best lines, we could say. It hasn't set a legal lap. Here we go across the line. What's this lap going to be? It was either slower or illegal, and there's no telling the difference if you don't know the lap. Let's ride on board with Alfie though, world champion. As he's at the bottom of the track now, bottom of the hill, he'll have to climb all of it now. Flat out, eating all the curb he can have. Although that curb isn't the worst curb. Through we go, a little bit of a oversteer moment, or desync. Round we go, missing that apex by miles. You know, the different zip code. repair. Braking at the curb, missing that apex, missing this apex. Oh, lots of oversteer. I think he's kept it within the white lines. That'll be lucky. We'll see what he gets this time. And across the line. No update yet. He seems very unhappy with his car right now. Very twitchy. Not sure if he's on keyboard or not. As we cross the 21 and 20 minute mark. We'll run on board with his teammates though, Seb, as he follows his teammates' goals. Right. And another driver sets a lap. That is Kimi. That puts him up into P2. That's a 2-minute 5.806. That is faster than Kimi's 2:05.856. Just 0.05 of a second faster. But that's faster. And he has gone into P2. We'll have a look at what a Posey can pull out now. Well, he can't pull out anything. He's just entered the pit lane. Let's have a look at Goose. Goose, very hungry today, apparently. He's eaten that curb, all of it. There wasn't enough of that curb left for anyone else. Over the line, doesn't look like that will be accepted, and it was not accepted. Well, 20 minutes, and the leaderboard is Seb, Kimi, Posey, and Toomey. 20 minutes left. Seb is stopped. Seb is stationary at a rouge. I would call a yellow flag. His engine's off. Something's definitely happened. As we see drivers going up a rouge flat out. He's got the car in neutral. And we are just seeing what he can get going. If he'll be able to keep going or what's going to happen with him. We'll ride on board with someone else. Here is Alfie. Crossing the line. Is he going to set a legal lap this time? He's still not happy. As you can see, fighting the car as soon as he gets power on. Across the line, and it's a red flag. Did he get that in time? It wasn't legal though. Red flag out. And the drivers will have to go back into the pit lane. What is Alfie doing? That's not how you enter the pits. Well, that will have to be looked at. You know, it's just a practice session, but it's called practice for a reason. You practice what you do in the race and qualifying. Right on board with Cyro to get the ultimate look. Here is the ambulance. Boom, inside. Looks like the ambulance doesn't know where to go. You go right, ambulance, go right. It's at a rouge. No, that's left. That's left. That's the wrong way. There you go. Where is he going? Well, I trust they know where they're going. Did a Posey have an accident? No, he didn't. Did Seb have an accident? It was Seb that was out. Tommy's back. Goose is still driving. Kimi. Ah, this is why. Kimi's lost his rear end. Okay, that's going to be taken out of context. Oh no. Well, that's a big moment at the top of the hill. Well, not quite the top of the hills there, but where's his rear end? Well, that is a massive accident. Well, we'll hope we can find the rear end somewhere. Well, that is Kimi's day over for sure. There's no way that he'll be able to repair his car in that time. Unless they just have to wait 10 minutes. But that will be a lengthy repair session. He must have gone off over there and just hit the wall. Something's happened. Oh. bits of carbon fibre scattered everywhere. You see the rear wing there. Safety car taking the front wing away. Kimi's not going to need it anymore. That's going to be the adverse effect of dragging Kimi along as well. Or not. Well, heading on board with Zyro. Well, not on board, outboard. Into the pits they go. No idea where the rear end of this car was. But we should be starting in another minute or so. So do not worry, fellas at home. I recently got a little printer that can print off photos from my phone. I'm going to make lots of use with that. Very excited. I'm going to waste all of the cartridges very quickly. Session will start in another 30 seconds. Away we go. Well, not away we go. Away we don't go. Just yet. There is the people who will be going when we go. 10 seconds. They'll be climb around the mountain when they climb. 3, 2, 1, and that's the green flag raised and visualized. Through we go. And away goes Alfie. Drivers behind him. Goose. And Tumi. That's about it for now. Riding on board with Goose as we see who can get the better run up Rouge. Through we go. No accidents to report so far. No, that would be ironic. Let's ride on board with Tumi, see if he makes a mistake. He does not. This paint scheme reminds me of Haas and Force India somehow. Anyway, my weird thoughts aside, riding on board with Seb, you can see the best action right here. Back on board with Goose. Goose has got past Alfie. And the Posey is out of the pits as well. No one crashing at a Rouge this time. Goose seemingly learning his lesson. Run, come on. And there's Alfie. Alfie, still one of the two drivers yet to put a valid time on the board, just like the driver we're on board with now, Goose. 13 minutes of the session left. They've got to get a wriggle on if they want to see anything on the board at all, because currently they are not. Car in for Posey. Here's a Posey's new car. Boop. Through we go. 13 minutes from now. We wait to see who's on top. Posey's currently P3. He's going to be chasing down Kimi's time. And Kimi is right here in the pit lane. Just waiting. There goes a Posey. There goes Goose. Riding on board with Goose. Round turn 1, following the Posey, will chase the hill. Up he goes. Around. Look at that. Fine. These two drivers, they've got to put a lap time on the board, no matter how slow, if they want to be on the board. Currently, all the laps that they've done have been illegal, and I fear this one is also illegal for Goose. Let's ride on board with a Posey, who has caught up massively through here, chasing down Kimi's time, even chasing down Seb's time. Seb riding on board with Alfie. He can't go out this time because he was gonna as well. His engine probably blew up. And well, since he couldn't make it back to the pit, he can't take part in this green flag moment. I feel that was just a tad too wide, don't you? I feel like through Pro on a Posey, went just a little bit too wide. Here is to me though, following a Posey. A little bit hesitant with the throttle, but round he goes. We've got another car wanting to join in with the action. We'll let them spawn in now. And there we go. That's what it fixed for someone. As we have 10 minutes left of the session. Let's ride on board with Alfie. See where he is. That's a Posey. This is Alfie. Across the line, what is this? That's P1. That's a 204.8. Blistering time. Where is Goose? Goose didn't set a legal time. We'll ride on board with Goose as we see how he makes a rouge. And if I'm saying it wrong, please don't tell me. No, I'm kidding. Please inform me in the comments and I will read them after. Let's have a look at a Posey as he goes up as well. A little bit squirrely, you know, truck forwards, side forwards. And, well, yellow flag. Someone has gone off. Oh, that's a Posey. Oh, that's a massive one. That's a massive one. Alfie and Goose, they've had moments together. Alfie can still drive. A Posey hitting Alfie. And, well, avoiding Goose hitting Alfie as well. You can see the damage on all of their cars. Let's have a look as Tommy enters the scene, but it's a red flag. He has slowed down. 9 minutes left. I don't think the session's going to get underway again. Let's ride on board with Tommy and get an overview. Out the back. Yeah, 3 cars gone. That's not looking pretty. Well, the cleanup attempts will happen straight away. Let's ride on board with Alfie. Get the drone shot out. And they're all having a little argument over there. Goose's car wrecked. Alfie's car drivable, but he was driving it slowly. And Posey's car wrecked as well. You can see the monocoque damage there. Yep. I think they got a little bit lucky there, but a little bit too eager, definitely. Yellow flag and then a red flag as it was apparent how much damage there actually was. Yeah, these drivers, they had the big one, as it would be said if this was NASCAR, but this isn't NASCAR. But we said it anyway. Yes, having a look at all the damage. Here comes the medical ambulance drifting his way onto scene. He drives it with style. He's definitely a stylized ambulance driver. Maybe not someone I would want to me around to medical places. But well, you can't choose who takes you to the hospital. Is my phone too hot? I think my phone's stopped charging because it's really hot. That is annoying. Because I needed to charge. Oh well. I'll just charge it like that. We'll see how that charges now. Okay, yeah, it stopped charging. It's overheating. Oh well. 7 minutes left, and we have the cleanup efforts starting. I fear the session may not conclude well. Well, Alfie did get a lap in. That was the fastest lap of all time. This practice session. Of this practice session, I should say. And getting his car out the way. So are the other two. Danny goes to this little escape patch here. Here's a Posey on board with a Posey. Yeah. The cranes are unstable, should we say. Yeah. Upside down. A meaty sound for sure. Let's have a look at Goose, who is also moving their car from the circuit. When will they call the green flag? We will find out. And a minute till I predict that we will go, and it's the ground and nose down. We should be getting away soon. There's the other cars. Apologies if you have epilepsy. Just plonk it down, plonk it down. Plonk it down. There we go. Nicely done. Now we have a lovely camera. Checkered flag. I think they're calling that session there. 5 minutes left. They've halted the session. Too many issues. And, well, I will give you a rundown of the leaderboard. Alfie putting in a lap of a 1:04. Seb, his teammate, then Kimmy, then a Posey, then Timmy. A little bit controversial, Alfie putting in the first lap and then having an issue. But that is how the tables have turned. No, that's not how that phrase is used. That's how the dice have rolled. That's how the cards were played. And that's how the hands were dealt. Anyway. Let me just ask if the session is restart. Our session will not resume. So, thank you for watching, everyone. It has been lovely. We will be back in 2 weeks. It won't be me commentating. It will be another person. We will have another commentary person. Yes, that's right. Sees TV and maybe iRobot. Depends. But definitely sees TV. With this Grand Prix and qualifying session. Coming up not next Saturday, the Saturday after. So thank you for watching this qualifying session. And, well, tune in next time for the Belgian Grand Prix.